What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today, XCN USD. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. It's the 24th day of February, and here we are sitting at about $0.00467 with roughly 9 hours and 37 minutes left in the day. We have seen a lower low. We still technically have higher lows overall. There's a very solid chance that we do find support here above these lows and that we do move higher. There's a solid chance, that we do go below this low. I'm not on board with going below these lows yet, but even then, we still could go slightly below these lows and still be forming some type of rounded bottom pattern, okay? Overall, I very much do believe that this is a more of an accumulative area for OnyxCoin, accumulative, where people are buying. This is more of a distributive area up here. And if and when we break through that distributive zone, we should see rapid increase to that 2-cent area as well. We'll get into that. Right now, I want to see what is the likelihood that we find support around here? What's the likelihood of getting a higher low? Should we expect a lower low? Are we going to find support down there? Is it going to be terrible? What's happening? Let's see if we can figure that out and go from there, okay? What I will say is that yesterday Bitcoin dropped a pretty good bit, right? 3% or 4.4% down is not a small amount for Bitcoin in any given day, to the upside or the downside. I mean, most weekends for Bitcoin, it doesn't even close 4% to the upside or the downside over the weekend. Over the whole weekend, from like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, there's not even a 4% movement over those three days. So a greater than 4% move in one day is big for Bitcoin. 4.4%. And OnyxCoin yesterday only dropped 3%, which is still no fun, but it only dropped 3%. So Bitcoin's having a bigger move down, kind of a panic fest for some people, and OnyxCoin is not dropping as fast. I think that that's a good sign. Things are just kind of getting started. Let's see how this plays out, but so far, you know, we'll take what we can get. Let's look at the 1 hour time frame and then zoom out from there. Looking at this here, you can see a couple of spikes in volume here on this candle that has a wick that's bigger than the body. Here at this kind of low point too. That doesn't mean that it's buying. I mean, it could be selling. I don't know. Looking at this though, I'm not really impressed by the selling pressure. There's clearly a lack of selling pressure here. The RSI has a little bit of bullish divergence, as do the stochastics and the MACD. There is bullish divergence on every indicator here on this 1 hour time frame, but it's the 1 hour. We're not really making extreme moves. That bullish divergence could call for a move like this, and then that's it. You know what I mean? Like just another lower high, nothing big. 4 hour time frame here. Not seeing any signs that we're like at the low. You know what I mean? But for what it's worth, the 1 hour is suggesting that we probably do move up a little bit, at least a little bit, before moving lower. This little bit could provide a higher low, and maybe that starts a chain reaction of more than just a little bit of movement. But sure, this might be a relative low area. Sure, by the time most of you are watching this, we're probably above 0.0467. But what happens tomorrow? You know, that's my question. Do we go lower? At this point, I'm not convinced that we don't. The 4 hour bullish divergence that we were forecasting way back here, it happened and we relinquished it. Now we have lower lows. It's not good. It's not good. The MACD building bearish momentum instead of giving us bullish divergence. That's not good either. Lower lows in the oscillators, lower lows in the histogram, and the stochastics don't look good. I'm not getting any bottoming signals here. That's for damn sure. Low to high right there. We're at the 886. 786.5 down to the 886. What, you probably come up to the golden ratio, find resistance there, or the 786, you find resistance there. I'll tell you what, guys, if we start closing 4 hour candles below this 886, we already did one, but if we close multiple below this 886 level, we probably are going to 0.0422 or 0.0385, somewhere in that area. And that does contest with these lows. It's possible that we see something that is slightly higher of a low or slightly lower of a low in comparison here. But I don't think we go too much lower from these points here. So what I'm getting at here throughout all the analysis that we've just done is that I'm not seeing any signals, dependable signals, that would call for this low. We could bounce here. We could recover. We could move up. We didn't really have too many signals back here either. Sometimes it's just weird whenever you're moving sideways and slow. But here we're having a bit more of a pronounced move. Bitcoin's moving down. The rest of the market looks bearish. I wouldn't be surprised if we took this low out. That doesn't mean that we're taking this low out by definition, but we could. It is something that we should at least consider. Right now, I think from a low to a high, the expected range that we should probably hold our breath over would be 00422 to 00385, somewhere in there. And we probably encounter that range, I would think, within the next 10 days. Probably. I don't have anything else to say. I can give you a good goal, right? The good goal to have is that after whatever low we find, if it's a lower low, if it's a higher low, if we bounce right here, whatever, if we get down here and it's a double bottom overall, or it's a slightly higher low or slightly lower low, whatever it might be, when we come back and we get above this point here at 006, I think that will be a very exciting time once we get higher highs. That'll be very exciting. I'm just hoping personally that these higher highs come in tandem with higher lows as well. That's what I'm hoping for, because I just think it would look better. Anyways, I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I am expecting a drop to happen. I mean, it is Tuesday, so this week should promote some lower prices by the end of this week. And then I'm thinking March will be a good month. March will likely be the month that we see prices approaching 2 cents. If not, we'll be making that movement up, and then in April, we'll be seeing that 2 cent area. That's kind of the idea at this point. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.